Hi guys, my name is SkyXX148 and welcome back to another video. And today I had the privilege to go see Shazam 2 weeks earlier than its release. So today's March 23rd. It's a Saturday. Yeah, just in case you're in the dark about how I got to see this early. Of course it's an early showing like I said, but it's nothing special like content creators or something like that. It's open to the public, but you would have to do it through Fandango. First thing to say is the first, the second, and the third acts all went really well together. Like, in some movies, you can very much tell, like, what's the first act, tell what's the second act, and what's the third act. It's all honestly like one story to me here. I didn't really notice like the change from second to third acts. It just all went together nicely. Now, Shazam isn't a hero that I had interest in before. So, going in this movie, I've only had the knowledge of the trailers to know what's going to go on, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was decently surprised because the average person is just going to see the trailers, like me, and you go into the movie, and the movie has a lot more going for it than besides the trailers. Because the trailers are more Shazam orientated, but there's a lot of family story and elements in the movie, and there's a lot of the supervillain or the villain, which was a nice surprise. I didn't even know who he was, but because it was so out of the ordinary and I had no knowledge before about anything like that, it was very good. Casting. So for the casting, for the main people like Freddie Freeman and Billy Batson and Shazam himself, I think they're pretty excellent choices. I don't know the names of them, but I know Zachary Levi, the person who plays Shazam, perfect for the role. Like he did it perfectly. Like it doesn't seem like he was acting. It was just just go see the movie and see how his acting was, because I loved it. Now, this is a spoiler talk video, so I'm going to talk about spoilers. One of the main plot twists in the movie is that Billy Batson's family, orphanage family, like all the children, not the mother and father, they all grab hold of the stick and become a Shazam. So at the end of the movie, there's 6 Shazams. There's Billy Batson, his 2 sisters, and 3 brothers. And that was a pleasant surprise. But they broke the staff, so that's going to lead to some problems in the future. But they still got thousands and thousands of years until they have to fix that. At the end of the movie, after the little credit sequence, not like the credits, but the credit sequence that shows the main actors, there was a scene where the supervillain, after being defeated, was in a mental asylum, and he was writing the symbols of, I don't know of what necessarily. You'll get it if you see the movie. Writing these symbols all around his cell door, and all of a sudden this worm started talking to him, how they're gonna unite, they're gonna be good friends, destroy the world, that kind of evil villainry kind of things. And I had no idea what this little worm was. So me and a whole bunch of other people in the theater just put out our phones and were like, who is this worm? Turns out it's this worm called Mr. Mind. I'm not too familiar with the DC universe, more Marvel, so I'm excited to see what they're going to bring with him. Comedy. Now, when it comes to comedy, I feel like this movie did a pretty good job. Personally, to me, there wasn't that much things I found funny in the movie, but there was a lot of things I found funny too. But I think they're trying to add comedy to their movies, just like Marvel, because Marvel balances the comedy and the action out pretty well. And I think this movie did a pretty good job. All the jokes landed, pretty much. There's not much that really flopped. Well, there's one, but it's just me being stupid. So I think the comedy is pretty good. Overall, this was honestly a great addition to the DCEU. And I want to see them do more movies like this, because Shazam was honestly something new, something entertaining. And I forgot to say this, but in the end credit scenes, they poke fun at Aquaman. Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, Shazam is a very good addition to the DCEU, and I want to see more of this kind of movie. I'm not even sure what's next in line. I think all I know of is Birds of Prey and Aquaman 2. But hopefully we'll get something sooner than that. I know Avengers Endgame is coming up, and I'm pretty excited for that. I saw this pretty cool gauntlet that you could hold that's holding a popcorn thing. Shout out to Michael Bricks Volume 8 on Instagram. So, yeah, Avengers Endgame is going to be pretty cool. I'm definitely going to do a movie review on that, but that's going to be a lot to cover. Overall, I'd say I rate this movie an 8 out of 10 because it's not one of the best movies out there, but it certainly isn't the worst. And like I said, 3 times before, it's a great addition to the DCU. So I think 8.5 stars is pretty perfect for it. Anyway, guys, if you like this movie review, consider checking out my Captain Marvel one I did like a week or two ago. Consider liking, subscribing, commenting, and other than that, Skyforce, unite.